Okay, welcome to my stream for a Banished tutorial. This is just a quick, well, it's not really a quick tutorial, but it will be a tutorial on how to get started in Banished on medium settings, which I think is going to be about right for people that have sort of breathed through the tutorials and then come into the game and want to know where to go next. I've put a map seed up in the description of 100 59162 I'm going to be using. So, to start with, we're going to create a new town. I call it Slim. I'm going to put that number in here. This is 107 1. That you get the same map. Valley, large. I'm going to have disasters on, and I'm going to start it with medium. Reason being is I think that's an acceptable place to start for people that are new to the game. I've been playing it only a couple of weeks, so I don't know everything, but I can get a pretty good start going. So let's hit OK, and it will create a map. Ooh, look at that pretty town. So once it's loaded, we'll have a quick. We're going to pause the game straight away. It's the first thing you should do when you start, and have a quick look around. Now I've already looked at this map and had a quick go on it, so I know what I'm going to be doing. Just so it makes it easier for me to stream it. Right, so quickly pause. So we've got a barn with some hide coats, 30 hide coats, 40 iron, and 1800 potatoes. So that will get us going straight away. We've got firewood, iron, log, and stone. Now, what I normally do is get all these items up so you can see all your resource and that. So you've got resource limits. This basically tells you how much you want maximum of something. You've then got an overview, which is up here, which is telling us the name of the town, any problems. So at the moment we've got 20 people here, which have all got little house icons over them, which means they haven't got any homes to live in. So that's needs to be a priority. It's early spring. We've got 10 adults, no students, and 10 children. And it gives you the temperatures, and it gives you your resources. It's got 120 wood, 60 stone, 40 iron, 200 firewood, or fuel as it can be sort of called, no coal, which we'll get to later, 40 tools, 1800 food, no herbs, and 30 clothing, and no beer. They're currently happy in that because we've just started. Next thing we need to do is the event log to keep an eye on any messages, and the profession. Straight away, I'm going to whack 5 builders on this, so we split the team into 2. So we've got 5 builders and 5 labourers. So as the first thing you want to think about is homes, but also you need to consider food. So first off, what I'm going to do, we're going to just work out where the road would be. So we're going to plop a house, and I'm going to plop him there. So that's our first one. Now I click on it and I drag these out, and I'll keep these over here so I can see what I'm building. I'm then going to run a quick road down. I'm going to run a quick road across there, which they will build, but I'm going to run a road down here as well, down to about here for the moment, and we're going to put a gatherer's hut. Now, I'm rotating that so the road's nearer the top, and I want to try and get as many of these trees in as possible, so I'm going to plop it there, and again I'm going to move that over there, and now I'm going to unpause it so that they start work, but I'm going to finish this road off. So we're going to figure out where that is there, and we'll come across here to where our other road was and join that up, so they will build a road up there. So straight away we look here, we've got 2 builders on that, 3 builders on that. Initially they need resources there. They will transfer. They're going to do the first. We're then going to create a bit more of a road going a bit and see how we get on. Now I know this will work. Now, whilst they're doing that, I'm going to give you a quick view of just this area at the moment. So what we want is these are sort of little gathering stations. So you're going to have a gatherer's hut. Later we're going to put a forester, so that's going to maintain the trees. So they will plant new trees and chop them down. And you'll end up with a hunter. Again, any deer that go into this forest will be killed. What we do then is along this road we will build a stockpile so that they will take the wood from the trees and put it in the stockpile. Next to that stockpile on the opposite side of the road we're going to put a woodcutter's hut. So they will go to the stockpile, so short distance. We've built that house. Quickly zoom up here because we need to keep houses being built at the moment. Now I'm putting a gap of 1 between because I will put little dirt tracks up here later so they've got little paths to their front doors. So yes, stockpile there, woodcutter there. So the Tourist Commission will be putting down here, and we'll put him there now. We'll pause him actually. So you know what I'm talking about. We're going to put him there. We're going to pause that. Speed at the moment. Not there as well. So yeah, he's going to, the Forester Lodge will cut the trees down, plant the ones, and move along to a pile here, the wood take all the weight, and chop it to fire firewood, which will then go back into the stockpile. So what you'll end up with is a nice little thing. Anybody who wants firewood will come down and take it from here. So this will end up as a little self-sufficient place where you'll have a gatherer's hut, forestry. I'll then put a hunter's lodge in here and a herbalist probably. Going up here, what we're aiming to do is build across here. So our main sort of initial town, believe me it will be an initial one, will come across this way. So all this area will get cleared. The reason being is I want to get over here and you can see the main river coming into a big lake. So we're going to put a trader in here. And there is a reason for that because this is quite a good little map. What we're going to do there is we're going to put a mine for iron. We're going to put a stockpile in here. The iron will get transported to the stockpile, and then next to the stockpile we're going to have the blacksmith. So the iron will go to the blacksmith, and you will then make tools, which we will need shortly. Then we can trade tools out. They've got a high value. Now you're not going to make loads of tools, but keep a few in all the time. It's good to have them fairly close, and they can chuck them across then. We will eventually clear all this area. At the moment they're working on that house and that gatherer's hut still. We need to increase the priority on that gatherer's hut because they're not doing a lot with it. So I'm just going to do that. Speed that up. Too busy building roads, which we do need. We need to get our gatherer's hut up and running now. That and the homes. So as I say, first start. What I normally do on starts like this is a home and an industrial building at the same time. That way you can have 5 workers working on those things at the same time. You've got 5 labourers, so it's a good split of the labour to get things going. Once they finish a house, replace it with another one. So always keep one on the go. So they've now got all the resources. We can put another one down. So I'm going to go like that. So that'll be the next one. We're going to pause. No, we're not going to pause it because we want the resources to go there. No, we do. Yes, we do want to pause it because I want the resources to go there first. Just got to keep an eye on it. So how are we doing? Not bad. It's getting there. We need, basically, for a medium start, you will need 6 houses. To survive, you want 6 houses, cutter's lodge, a gatherer's hut, and that will get you through. So that you don't starve, you don't freeze to death. And away you go. So once they've finished that, speed it up a little bit. Still building roads. Stop building roads and build that. And what do we need? We need that. Okay. We'll end up with a stockpile over here. I might put it that side actually. We shall see. These guys are coming up. They're getting hungry. They're eating your food reserves at the moment. So until that gatherer's hut, we're not replenishing the food. We are eating what's in the barn, which is going down by 500. Now, you may think, oh, they've eaten 500. They actually haven't. All they've done is they've moved it into the house. So there's 400 there. So they've eaten a bit. There you go. There's another house. So move that up, start building the next one. Another little street. So we've got that down to 13 people need homes at the moment. They've got the resources down there for the gatherer's hut, and the wooden house is just transferring the stuff to that now. Stone as well at the moment, so we're going to get some people down, because we're going to get this area. So gathering got it, we'll go and get some stone. Initially the building needs logs and stones, so that's all you need to do. So chop down trees and stones. Once that's finished, because we need to put gatherers in there, otherwise the building's going to be useless. So we will cut back on the building projects a little bit, but I do want to get that maxed out straight away, otherwise we're going to have problems with food. We've got another labourer, that's good. The child has grown up. So we're going to drop that down, we're dropping the builders down, and we'll put gatherers up to 4 straight away so that they can back. Right, next priority has to be a woodcutter's lodge. Whereas we're not going to have firewood for the. So I'm going to plonk him over to the right here. Now, we haven't got enough builders to build this, but that's okay. They're going to add more actually. 5. We'll put it as 3 because we've finished that house, so that's enough to build that. We need to get some resources in and get the next house queued. They do have quite a way to go to work at the moment, but that will get sorted as time goes on. I'm trying to keep them near the food sources at the moment. And then what we'll end up with is homes along here as well. I'm going to keep this area free, all through the middle, because what I want to end up with, as I say, is a trading port over here, but more importantly, fairly close to it, I'm going to want to put the town hall later on. And the reason for that is it's easier initially to be able to look at the inventory in both and sort your items out. So if you've got a lot of something, you can trade it, so you can keep an eye on it. So that's thinking long term. The woodcutter's built. We can continue building homes all the time. So prioritise this woodcutter. There we go. Because we are now getting low on firewood, we've got 50 left. So, need to think about that. Yeah, once the woodcutter's finished, we're then going to concentrate on getting the forestry hut going, or the forester lodge. Get that moving. I want to get it to a point for this tutorial where it's sort of self-sufficient, and then we can leave it there, and you guys can sort of follow this if you like and get set up, and then using this little method where you have these little gathering stations of wood, gathering wood, and as I say, I'll put a hunter's lodge and probably put down a herbalist down there as well by the end of the video. That will be self-sustaining, so if you have a circle like that, you could have another one over there for instance. You can move them about, you can decide where you're going to put them, and I will do other videos following on for this, so you can see where I put them. So if you want to follow the same path using the same map, you can. If you want to go your own route and do it differently, again, you can. It may be different. I've got disasters turned on, so at some point I'm probably going to end up with a fire or something, which I will discuss later. I believe you can get tornadoes and all sorts of those. I've not had anything like that. Again, now they've cleared that area now, so they're now bringing the resources down to the woodcutter. So we'll get him going. So yeah, it's looking good so far. We had one child grow up as a labourer, so we've now got 11 adults and 9 children. Now, in order to grow your population later, enough resources and keep on water, clothed, and you would build more homes. Basically, each home can have one family in it. If you go to this house, that's one family. If you go to this house, there's one family. So that's why you get multiple people in one and only a couple in the other. Now you may find that you've got males or like 2 males in it. That just means that a male child has grown up into an adult and he hasn't moved out. He won't move out until he has an empty house to go to, and that's how you increase your population. So how we go? This house is going to be finished. They've stopped building because they've switched to the woodcutter. That's fine. Let's chuck a couple more builders in. Now they've got all the resources. Put down another house. There we go. Pop that on pause for the moment. They've all got all their resources, so that can come off pause and I can get the resources. So we've got 1, 2, 3. That'd be number 4. That'd be number 5. So we're going to need one more after that. So that's fine. It's getting there. So once we've done this, the house is done. That's done. We need a woodcutter, so let's get him working straight away. More importantly, we now need, opposite to this, a nice big stockpile. So that needs to take priority. So we get lots of wood, cutting down for that. That'll all go in there. And then we can make firewood. We're actually out of firewood now, but we will survive because these homes, as I say, have got stuff in them, so they've already got firewood in. Not a lot, but it should be enough. He's got loads. He's hoarding. Shouldn't be allowed. We need police. So we'll continue on that path and it gives many builders. So we're going to do 4 and 4. So you don't need builders to build a stockpile, you just need the labourers to chop down the resources that are on it. It's going along nicely. Just getting there. I think it double D just to speed it up for the tutorial. Keep an eye on the time so that I can upload it to YouTube at some point. Once we've got our houses in this little area up and running, I'll pause it before we go on to the next section, so there'll be a slight gap for videos, and then we'll do part 2. And as I say, I will upload these to YouTube for historic references later, so anybody can get to them. If you need to come back to it at a later date, you can. Right, we're now going to unpause this because we want this up and running. I'm going to try. Finish that house. So we need one more house, I believe. Yeah, we've got 3 adults that haven't got a house. What we're going to do, we're going to put them over here. And we're going to leave a gap of 1. I'm going to take that. Build it so it looks. Yeah, we're going to build one of those. So that can go in there. We need to extend that road out just a little bit. You will get used to where everything is in here. Basically, homes, roads, stockpiles and markets and trading, anything to do with the town. So you've got a well, school, hospital, town hall, church, graveyards, anything to do with food production's on the next one. So you've got farms, orchards, cattle, which is pastures, fishing, hunting and gathering. Start off with hunting and gathering first on a map like this. If you didn't have a big clump of trees but you have a good water source, then start with fish. Whack down a fisherman's lodge and whack 4 fishermen in it and keep that running all the time. The gatherer's hut will produce more food, so ideally if you're starting out, get a map like this that's got a nice bit of woodland near it so you can get this. Now the way these work is the gatherer's hut needs to pick things up like mushrooms and onions and things which can be found in the wild, so you tend to find that more around older forests, old or new forests. So that is why I plug it with a forester's hut, so it can be kept sort of stocked if you like. Now I'll also put a hunter's lodge there because of the fact that deer will go into the forest. There you go, there's some there, look. A couple of deer down there. So they will find a good place. Now later on, you kill the deer, which gives you food, but it also gives you leather from their hides. So you will need a tailor as well, which will be in the second video I do, which won't be long before we get that far. We're almost up and running with this. Once we've got this. Interestingly enough, they found home, so they've moved in with somebody else, have they? No, they've gone into there, that's fine. So they've all got homes now. I'm just going to finish this forester's lodge. Nice little town going on. I'm going to leave this, as I say, this bit blank, so we can have a town hall in here, say, later on in the game. And probably a market or something here, because there's going to be a lot of homes around this area here. That'd be like a big square if you like. Right, forest hut's done. We're going to drop the builders, and we're going to put up 2 foresters at the moment. And we're only going to put 2 in, because that should be enough to get us started. So, there's our little resource gathering thing. We'll slow it down for a minute, just to give you an overview. We've got forestry, we'll cut and plant trees. The trees will go into the stockpile. The woodcutter will come up from the stockpile, cut from there and come back. Anybody wanting firewood will get it from there. So that's the firewood done. Food. Gatherers will gather food. It will be replenished because this is a forest, and the forester's hut is maintaining the forest, so you will get fresh onions and all sorts of food. You can click on this icon here to show what we get: onions, mushrooms, roots and berries this season. So we haven't finished the year yet. We'll finish out the year as the first video. They will then transport that to a barn. Now this barn is quite a way away. I wouldn't normally have it. I'd have a barn here to be honest, but it's just the way the map is. So they're going to put the food there. People are going to grab the food from their homes. This stockpile will disappear later on, and we'll go there. Now, the next thing you need to worry about, or the next 2 things you need to worry about, needs tools and clothing. We've got wood coming in, we've got food coming in, and they're all home. So they've all got homes to live in. They've got food and they've got firewood. That, although it will complain that things are low at times, you can get around that. For instance, the wood's short at the moment, so what we'll do is we'll go to the harvest, so removal and destruction tools, and we will harvest some woodland. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come out here, because this is where I want to build next. I'm going to harvest all those trees there. Now, to plan the next bit, we're going to put something in that I'm not going to build for quite a while, but I'm going to put it in anyway. And I'll show you the reason why. But basically, I want a mine in here, and I'm going to pause it straight away. The reason I'm putting it in now is so I can work out where the road's going to go for it. So, here, and the road's going to come down here. This road will link up. So there we go. So, as I say, the next thing we need will be a blacksmith. So I'm going to move him one square out. We'll put him up there. I'm going to leave him on build, because we want it on build. But I'm also going to build a stockpile right behind it. I'm going to leave a gap of 1 again. We'll do this big one again, 10 by 10. And we're going to swap that around. We're going to prioritise that. Try and get it to the first season again. So that's going to be the priority. The reason being is that the chocolate tree sandwich is going here. Now, this is how this is going to work. Later, when we do get a mine working, and it will be later, it won't be in this video, they will mine iron. And if I can, I'll try and get another mine which can mine coal. That will come into the stockpile, so they will dump it there. The blacksmith will take the iron and the coal, if we've got a coal mine running, and they will make tools. The tools will then get transported on the road to the barn. So again, another little self-sufficient area there. Now the other reason I pop it here is we're going to have a trader here. Now tools are of high value, so if you've got quite a lot of tools and you're making good progress with them, we can then sell them or trade them, which is basically a bartering system. So you can get shot of the trees, the tools, trade it for food, for instance, if you're very low on food, and believe me, you will be at times. After we've built this little area, we're going to let this run for a minute. The next thing we're really low on is clothes. Now they will survive without clothes, but they won't work in the winter as good. So obviously if you want them, all your little peeps working in the winter, they need clothing. So that will be the next thing we need to concentrate on. Now we've got no sheep, so we can't make wool. So the only source we've got of sort of fabrics is the deer. These little guys. We're going to kill, what was it, Bambi or whatever his name was. We're going to slaughter him. Now again, as I said, we're going to do that down here. And then that will get, it's a bit of a way, I know. We may put another barn in here at some point. We may do that in the second year. But we are going to need a tailor near the barn, so that all the hides, whether it be venison hides, deer hides, or wool later on when we've bartered for some, that will all go in to the barn, and then the tailor can go and get it and make clothes, and then put the clothes back in the barn for people to go and get. Not going to get there in the first year, I wouldn't have thought. We might do. We might get it going, but it's not going to be loads of clothes stored. And then we'll have a look at where we are and go from there. Just make sure this is still prioritised high. So we want that going, that stockpile. So okay for wood. Firewood's low. It said firewood's low, but we're not doing too bad on that, to be honest. Let's whack it back up with dual speed. Get these projects finished over here. blacksmith will take a bit of going. We haven't got enough resources. We need more wood, but we get wood from here, so that's fine. One more tree to chop down. There it goes. Pete's doing it. Johnny Lee. There you go. So we've got our stockpile run. So now prioritise the blacksmith and make that. We're into late autumn. Early winter's just around the corner. We need 32 logs. We've got 52, but obviously some of that is getting used for firewood. 55 stone. We've got enough stone, and 32 iron is needed to build this blacksmith. So again, we've got enough. I will always, if I plop these sort of things like the mines down, and I will probably pop a town hall in here at some point and a trader in. Probably won't build them straight away, but I put them in so that you sort of allocate the space for them, and then you can pause them, and it's not going to use resources. This little icon here means that he's reached his limit. Now his limit on fuel is 200. Which is fine for starting with. You will need to up these limits later. In fact, OCD kicks in, and I hate having 50, so we'll have 100 tools and 100 clothes, even though we're not manufacturing any yet. So that's fine. He basically now, because he's reached his limit, will stop work. Now, when he stops work, he sort of, although he doesn't show up here, he will go and do labouring. Now this is useful to know. Now, you'll see other videos up on YouTube, and I've seen them myself, where people say, right, oh no, he's done his limit, I've got to take him off that, and I've got to put him into something else. You don't need to. He will go off doing labouring. Just leave him, basically. Leave him allocated, he will go off. When he's running low on, because what will happen is, if you micromanage it like that, if the fuel will always be getting used, especially as it's coming into winter, they'll start filling up their houses with more firewood to make sure they can get through the winter. Once that goes down, if you've unallocated him from that and put him on another job and then forget, you will run out of firewood or whatever you've unallocated him from. So you don't want to unallocate him, as far as I'm concerned. You want to leave him doing the job he's set out to do. That way you can concentrate on the overall picture, and believe me, it's worth doing that, because as this gets bigger, you'll see. Oh, I haven't put the map up actually. Let's pop the map up down here. You'll see we're currently only in this little area here. As you start growing out, you're not going to be able to micromanage a woodcutter in here when something's going on, or you're mainly out here somewhere. Say you were out here building, and you're building your next part of your settlement out here. You're not going to notice that your woodcutter's run out. Now it does come up with the icons up the top, but believe me, you will miss them. You get drawn in. So always better to do it here. We're in early winter now. They've got the resources apart from the iron. We've got enough iron. Here she goes. Here comes someone bringing some iron. Kinessi. She's bringing. Yeah, she's bringing it. And then we've got Normani. He's a builder, so he might, if that's enough iron, no, he's going to go back and get some more. Another one. You can also, these little arrows here, if you left click this, you can flick through your builders, you can flick through your labourers, you can see what your woodcutter's doing, so you can check up on anybody at any one time. So we're going to finish that blacksmith off. And then we're going to check what resources we've got. We are going to be low on wood. Well, we're going to be low on everything, but that doesn't matter. We'll let that start building. We're in early winter, as I say. I'll run a year each time on each video, and then keep them as separate parts so that they're not too long for anybody. Right, 55% of the overall project is complete, but we need 4 more iron. As you can see, down on the event log, we've got children being born. That is from these homes. They will not move out till they're adults. So if you flick through these houses, you can see their ages. So you've got a 23 and a 15-year-old, and then 2 children. And same there, 2 adults. 18 is an adult in this game, basically. 2 adults. This is what I like about this game. Like 12-year-old labourer, child labour, brilliant. These are quite young. And they're quite young, so you won't need any more houses just yet, but you will need to consider that in order to grow your population at some point. Right, we're going to up resource collecting. Clear this area out here. So we're going to clear all of this, be it food or whatever. So they're going to build that. Labourers are going to go and grab all of that stuff there. Next project, clothes are really low now, so the next project will be getting a hunter in. It's saying slow, we're not going to worry about that. I don't want to go too far over the left because put him in like that at the end. I think we'll do that. So I'm going to put him there, but I'm going to pause that, so that's going to be the hunter's cabin. And we're just going to Right, how are we getting on? They're building away. They're collecting resources. And once we've built that, we can leave that creating tools. I personally think it's more important having tools than clothes, because they can work quicker at building things in. Because obviously if you run out of clothes, they'll run slower, and same with tools, but I just think it's better to build things with tools. I think they will work quicker with better tools than better clothes. So that 75% of the project is complete. Concentrate on that. Consider where we're going to put the tailor. I think I'll put the tailor up here. I haven't built a tailor up there yet, but we've got no level or anything at the moment, so a tailor can't work until we build that hunting cabin. 91% complete. We will need to allocate a blacksmith in a second. You can do it now, just do labouring, basically. In fact, we will do it now to show you what will happen. Right, somewhere on this map now will be our blacksmith. Now, he's got a question mark, so it's saying he hasn't got a job. Right, when that's complete, he'll have a job, and he'll go and get a tool, and he'll go and do that job. In the meantime, he will just do labouring. So again, don't panic. So again, there's no sentences available to work at this location. We've allocated one. If you give it a little few seconds, it will catch up, and you might have to go all the way out there. Oh, he's finishing what he's doing first. No, I want that one. So he's working. So he's just bringing some stone across, I think. We'll let him finish doing what he's doing, but he has been allocated to that. He's the iron, sorry, to his hut, so he's got his job. So we're now going to take this off pause. I don't think we're going to get the tailor before we run out of time, but that'll be fine. We'll carry on going. And just tidying up a little road down here. And I'm hoping you guys can see where I'm going with this tutorial. This is the first tutorial I've ever made, and I've only been streaming a few days, so it's the first time I've done anything like this in my life. hopefully it will help you enjoy this game more. One guy developed this game, one guy, which I think he deserves everybody's respect and support, and this is why I'm doing this little video on it, to sort of show my support and help people enjoy this game more, because it should be an enjoyable experience. Just to mention to people, I'm going to add another builder on there to get this going a bit quicker. Just to mention to people, the Forester's Hut, once he's filled in all these little areas with little trees, he will start, if he's got no room and he's chopped down his quota of trees, he will go and take out the stone and stuff. Before that, not quite yet, I will clear this area entirely of stone and iron, because I don't want that in there, and I want him planting as many trees as possible in that area. So we will give him a bit of backup with a bit of labour at some point, and it will boost our materials. We're now on early spring, so I am going to pause it there, guys. We didn't do the hunt. We didn't get the hunter's cabin finished, and we didn't get a tailor made. So that will be in our next part of this series. So I shall take a small break now, grab a bite to eat, make a sandwich or something, and I shall be back in 15-20 minutes, I would say. So speak